What's going on YouTube? This is Brent0331, and in this video we're going to be looking at some products from Tacitcal. Now, I don't know too much about the company. I know it's a relatively new tactical company here based in the United States. So, you know, I do my part to help small businesses in the US, absolutely. The couple things that they sent me are slings and stencils. So, if you guys seen my painting weapons gear and equipment video, I had made my own stencils to do that. I've always used my own stencils and whatnot, but you know, looking at this stuff here, these things are pretty cool. So, and they're only $6. I think they're about $6, and you get 2 stencils. And as you can see here, I'll get close-ups on these later, but they have different patterns and whatnot to choose from. So $6 to get professionally made stencils in any pattern you want, especially you're going to be doing, you know, like digital stuff, you know, stuff like this. I'm not going to waste my time trying to make these on my own, especially when I could just pay $6. It's just an easier route, and like I said, these are professionally made, so you know that's the easier way to go. Unless you actually want to sit there and cut out little digital images and stuff like that, or any other specific pattern that you want to do, that's just the easier route to go. The other thing is they make 550 cord slings. So being in the Marine Corps, I've seen guys make these things, and obviously if you have any experience in the military, you know that 550 cord is, you know, tough as nails. It's just like duct tape. It's you can use 550 cord duct tape to secure anything, and it holds pretty well. So they sent me 2 examples. One's a 2-point, the other one's a 1-point, and you know, I'll put some rounds downrange utilizing these slings today. So they seem pretty well made. I'm not going to sit here and say that these things are, you know, the greatest things since pockets on jeans, and you know, you can run over them with an Abrams tank and they're gonna hold up. I'm not gonna say that, but you know, I think I looked at the website and it was like $16 for a sling. So, I mean, $16 for a sling made at a 550 cord. That's pretty freaking good to go. I'm not gonna sit there. You can't pay me $16 to sit here and wind these things and make these things. So I don't know if they captured a bunch of kids from elementary school and trapped them in a warehouse and started putting out slings or whatnot to be able to sell them that cheap, but hey, they're here. They're $16 a pop. These things look pretty freaking well made, so yeah, you know, might as well get you one. I have several weapons, and I don't have slings for all of them. So you know, if I can get a decently well made sling for $16 as opposed to, you know, going out and buying like a Vickers Blue Force gear sling that costs, you know, anywhere between $30 to $40 something, you know, you might as well get a couple of these to outfit some of those other weapons. So anyway, guys, we're going to take a look at these. Again, I've got a 2-point and a 1-point here, so we'll get a closer look at those here in a minute. All right, let's get a close-up of these slings now. So this is the 2-point sling. The sling's attached with HK style clips, so very easy on and off. It also has a quick disconnect. If you need to disconnect the sling quickly, you have that feature as well. The bulk of the sling is made up of 550 cord. We already talked about how strong that is. Sure, at any time in the military, you know how amazing this stuff is. Okay, to adjust, to make adjustments to the sling, if you need more slack, you just grab this little mechanism here, pull down. That adds slack. You need to tighten it, just pull the opposite direction, and there you go. So easy on and off. Here's some clips. So HK style clip on, and there you go. Sling's attached. Quick and easy. Take it off. Simple. Here's the 1-point. It uses the exact same hardware. Here is your adjustment. So if you need to add slack, just pull down. You need to tighten, just go the opposite direction. All right. Has the quick disconnect and the HK style clip. So I've seen a lot of guys with 1-points, they just leave this portion attached to their gear, and then literally when they get back from patrol or whatnot, they need to set the rifle down, they just cut this off and leave this attached to the rifle. And then when it's time to go back on patrol, pick up your rifle, hook it in, and you're ready to go. So real easy stuff, guys. For $16, that is a steal. So good trash. Now I'm going to put some rounds downrange. All right, so I got the 1 point now. Just again, here's the quick disconnect feature. So now I've connected the weapon from my body. I can do whatever I need to do, and the sling is still on. To connect it, just hook it back in, you're ready to rock and roll. Alright guys, so let's take a close-up of some of the stencils that I got from Tacitcal. Here's the packaging here. On the back are some of the different patterns and variations that you can get. So if you're going to be trying to do cryptic or tiger stripe or woodland or any digital pattern or whatnot, you know, they have those already professionally made, pre-done. Order them, they're cheap. You don't have to sit there and try to make them yourself. So how I've painted stuff in the past, I've made my own stencils. I just, you know, utilize a Sharpie, made a shape or outline or whatnot, and then cut it out, and then I've been using this. Obviously you guys can see that I've used the crap out of this thing. And then to make you know, grid type patterns, I would just put a sniper veil over it and then put the stencil on top of it and then paint it that way. Got a pretty good product out of that, pretty good end result. But if you're trying to do a professional pattern, something like a Marpat for instance, this is the way to go, especially with how cheap it is. So unfortunately I don't have a gun to paint today, so I'm just going to paint this ammo can. I'm going to try to replicate Desert Marpat. I've never tried to paint an actual desert digital pattern or anything like that before, so I'm pretty stoked about that. But I'm going to be using this digital pattern template to try to replicate that today. So I think that's about it. So in any event, let's get started. Again, I'm going to paint this ammo can and see how it comes out. Alright guys, so I gave this ammo can a little tan base layer. So now I'm just going to take my stencil and put it over the top. It's a little windy today, so get some tactically acquired rocks that I picked up. Put those on there. Alright, so we let that dry. So we'll go ahead and pull this off. There we go. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the next layer. So I'm use the same stencil. Again, guys, I am experimenting here. I've never done digital pattern, so try this out. It's gonna be a lighter shade of tan. Alright guys, so I just pulled off the stencil, so that was me adding the next layer of tan. So unfortunately I don't have the light brown that is used in Marpat, the brown that is lighter than the dark brown that's on there right now. But a lighter brown would be probably a more appropriate color to try to replicate the digital desert pattern used by the Marine Corps. But unfortunately this is all I got. I got this light tan, so I used that. But in any event, this is what an end product of that particular pattern would look like if you use the same colors as me. If you have a lighter brown, then you could obviously use that and it would look a little bit better. or at least closer to the Marine Corps pattern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and flip this can over, and then I'm going to go ahead and use one of these other stencils and try to do a different type of pattern. Okay, so here's the finished products. On the top I did a cryptic type pattern. On the one side I did a digital style camouflage pattern with a more of a desert tan base on one side and more of a green base desert on the left side. On the reverse side, straight up woodland style, a woodland with a digital brown mixed in. Then on the back here I did a tiger stripe. So not too bad. Again, guys, save time. Go ahead and get the shapes. Go ahead and get the templates. They're cheap. You know, why waste time trying to cut out stuff like little shapes like these? You know, and you can just spend $6 or whatever it is to get these pre-made professional type stencils. So that's my 2 cents. That's it, guys. That concludes this review of these products from Acid Tactical. Greatly appreciate those guys sending that stuff my way so that I could take a look at it. This is an American small business. I'll post their information in the information box below so that you guys can take a look at their website. They got a lot of great stuff there. Check them out. Prices seem pretty reasonable. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to post them in the comment section. I'll do my best to respond to them. If I don't have an answer, hopefully the guy that actually watches my videos, that's a subscriber that works for Acid Tactical, will respond to them for you. So, thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to leave a comment.